Hello, everyone. I'm Reed Option, welcoming you to this afternoon's broadcast of the NAGA. We've got a fantastic matchup lined up. These two teams ready to go head-to-head. We've got the Virginia Beach Mariners and the Milwaukee Bees, both 1-0. Let's see what the experts have to say. Wow. Split right down the middle. So, we've got a great game coming up here. So let's sit back, relax, enjoy some great football. Coin toss coming up. Got Virginia Beach calling it in the air, and they do get the coin toss, and they elect to receive. Now, you guys didn't hear anything in week one. Mike Steele, of course, was commentating that game. But the Milwaukee Bees, the returning second place after losing to the championship in a couple months ago to Austin, 33-24. Looking to bounce back here this season and already getting the W week one. All right, we got the new coming Virginia Beach Mariners, new this season to the NAGA, part of the expansion teams, hitting it off to Walker to the outside, just getting shy of 3 yards there on first down. Now, last week, Virginia Beach put up the second most total yards in the league, facing this Milwaukee defense, who led up the least yards in Season 1. And you can see exactly why right there, as Walker gets taken down the backfield for a loss of 2 by Nick Lofton. Snapping it to Marshall. Marshall to Riddle on the outside for the first down, moving the chains. Riddle last year being on the championship team, Austin Stars, sporting the new aqua and yellow for the Mariners. Getting that on his first target today. Walker pitched to the outside, getting a couple yards there halfway to the first down marker. Walker is a part of a tandem running back duo with number 0, the league's only, Kamani Moore. They combined for the 4th most rush yards last week. And here you can see exactly why Walker getting a solid 15 yards and letting Kamani Moore, as previously mentioned, come into the game. 5 wide receiver set. Corey Marshall motioning the receiver, driving back to pass, getting taken down. Looks like it was Jack Morgan, number 41 there. Marshall now lining up in the I form, snapping it to pass, though, outside to the reliable Cameron Riddle, but not for much. 3rd and long. Wide receiver core looking a little thin today. Virginia Beach Mariners missing their star receiver Tyler Powers, and leaving Marshall with not many options to throw to. And they're also missing Trenton Lawson, one of the many receivers Virginia Beach has traded for. About half of their receiving core is either drafted or has been traded in this season. So should see a couple familiar faces there on the Virginia Beach offensive wide receiving core. After that touchback, looks like the Bees will have it on their own 20. There's Graham in the backfield. Most rush attempts last season with 313. Run nickel, hand it off to him. Getting stopped after a 4-yard gain there. Now, this Virginia Beach defense let up a good many points last week and a good many yards. So it should be interesting to see after last week to see how Milwaukee fares, considering Milwaukee does not have a very productive offense in the lower half last season as far as offensive production. Rudnick taking it back, getting brought down in the backfield by Anthony Givens. Givens, the star linebacker there for the Mariners. Brought him in from Vancouver. Not much there from Graham. Tony Graham now 3 rushes, 17 yards. We have a 3rd down. And he converts to Devin Brooks. Brooks last season. Oh, looks like he's going to hobble to the sideline there. Brooks, you may all know from last season, having the huge touchdown catch against the, I believe the San Antonio Fighters in the conference championship. Very big celebrity there. And the quarterback mixes it up with that huge pass to Levine. That'll be Christian Levine, the Newark, New Jersey native. College at Houston, is one of Milwaukee's many threats here as we find another one for a touchdown. That is Troy Wilkins, the starting tight end. Getting points on the board here for Milwaukee generally early, about halfway through the first half, or first quarter. As Pittinger will send it through the uprights to make it 7. Now, I interviewed this year's team owner. Last year, the NAGA did not have team owners. It was all run by the commissioner, Pasta, as we'll call him, Pasta Chef. I interviewed the owner of the Bees, go by Moss, about how they're going to approach this game. Given the fact that Virginia Beach has put up a lot of yards in week 1, and Moss said that their strategy was to cover and see what happens. Very nonchalant, very effective though, as Nashon Scott gets just 6 yards there on the attempt. Virginia Beach here. 3 wide receiver sets, 2nd and 4. Corey Marshall handing it off to Walker. Getting stopped for no gain by Lofton. Marshall looking to pass here. 4 wide receiver set and a tight end. Deep throw to Baker. Not being able to haul it in. Brendan Baker, the former receiver from Iowa. One of the many acquisitions by Virginia Beach, who has only roughly 60% of the original squad they were given. Looks like the Virginia Beach owner this year is trying to build some form of super team. And they'll need it against these Milwaukee Bees. Another interview question I had with Moss was asking them about how they were going to, approach this season. Maybe confront the doubters who said they shouldn't have been in the championship in the first place last season. And Moss just said that they're going to run it back and do what last season couldn't and win the whole thing. And you love to see that energy from an owner. Love to see that energy with such an amazing squad. Sam Rudnick only missing 1 pass here. 3 for 4, 72 yards, and a touchdown. Dishing it out to Brooks. Here we are, another 3rd down. Milwaukee in the pistol, handing it off to Graham, and Graham will convert on that 3rd down attempt right there. Rudnick dropping back to pass, shedding the sack, and finally getting brought down by Matt Grimes. Matt Grimes from Tampa, Florida. Another trade was used to get him from Oklahoma City. One of the many big names that you may recognize from last season. And here we are again on a 3rd and 7. Milwaukee looking to keep this drive alive. Lining up in the pistol form. Rudnick taking it for himself. Shedding the tackle and finally being brought down. Like number 33 there. 33 being Corey Roberts. Oh, no. 33 is not Corey Roberts. 33 is Jeremiah McClain. My bad. Jeremiah McClain. And that punt will go deep into the end zone for a touchback. Virginia Beach will try to tie this thing up, hopefully, in this first quarter here. As they take the field back. Marshall motioning Riddle. Tossing it to the outside to Walker. Walker pushing number 56 off of him. Finally being brought down by Ricketts. Looking like McLaughlin is going to need a breather. Justin McLaughlin will be going out for Tristan Ardoin, the draft pick this season. It looks like Ardoin did not do a very good job protecting Eric Walker there. As Wallace would bring him down. Tim Wallace would bring him down in the backfield. Hike. Marshall with the deep pass. Riddle could not bring it in. I don't know if that was a drop or just a bad throw. But Virginia Beach cannot find their rhythm. As Milwaukee will once again get the ball back. Deep punt there. Breaking the tackle. Finally stepping out of bounds at the 42. That was a punt by Hunter Waldorf. One of the original rostered members of the Virginia Beach squad. Graham will get brought down after a gain of 7. It looks like they may try to run it again. This play call looks a little familiar. Let's see if Virginia Beach picks up on it. The play action. Pass to the outside to Graham. And it looks like he will have just enough there. Getting brought down by Jonathan Pridgeon. Milwaukee subbing in Spellman. And the toss to Spellman after he gets flattened by number 46. That'll be the end of the first quarter there. 46 being Nate Lewis. Another Virginia Beach original. Milwaukee trying to mix it up here. Handing it off to Graham. Graham trucking forward, showing Virginia Beach exactly why he had the most rush attempts in Season 1. Milwaukee here has most of their squad from Season 1, saying if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Realistically, only getting one major acquisition and giving away one major player, the acquisition being defensive tackle Ricardo Johnson Jr. for a first overall round pick. And that trade was to Portland, the Grizzlies there. And they gave away linebacker Andrew Markham, Sacramento. Spellman breaking through for the touchdown, showing that this running back tandem is not to be overlooked. Milwaukee, after this point after, will go up 14-0 here in the first quarter. Not awfully unfamiliar for the Mariners, as in week 1, the Richmond Rockets, I believe, also went up 14-0. Virginia Beach was able to bring that back into an exciting overtime game where they ended up winning it taking it home. And they had their kicker to thank for that one. Their kicker being David Reynolds, one of the top 5 kickers in the league as far as his leg power. We've seen the footage. We've seen him in training camp, but he actually did miss one yesterday. It was a really long one. I think it was 54-yarder. Hopefully he won't make the same mistake again this week. That is, if Virginia Beach can get into field goal range. Another drop pass there, or just missed throw by Corey Marshall. 3 for 7. Only 18 yards here from Marshall. As the Mariners will try to get something going. Marshall dropping back to pass. Strip sack. Omar Sharif with the pickup. And there's a flag on the play. Holding from Aaron Jewell. And instead of taking roughly the same amount of yards away from him, they will accept that penalty. I don't understand why they would. But, you know, Milwaukee's the ones that have made it to the championship. So I would trust their coach's judgment, as the Mariners will end up having to go for another 3rd down and long. And he chucks it deep to Cameron Riddle, who snags it in all the way down to the 40-yard line, roughly 41-yard line in Milwaukee territory. Handing it off to Walker, just cannot seem to get anything going. And that is Ricketts again for a stoppage. Now that forced fumble earlier, that, I don't know who that was, but if I were to take a guess, it would be Emmanuel Howlett, who had the most forced fumbles last season with 5. This man is the Shaquille Leonard, formerly known as Darius Leonard, of the NAGA. Marshall running back on his right, fullback on his left, dropping back to pass, tossing it to Pitzer. David Pitzer, that is Mr. Irrelevant right there, hoping to become more than irrelevant, but dropping that pass. The Mr. Irrelevant pick was traded to a few teams before eventually winding up with Virginia Beach, who just made a 50-yard field goal. Stay in this game. Still a 2-score lead there by Milwaukee. But David Pitzer, the final pick in the draft, Mr. Irrelevant, number 50, looking to make a statement in this game today by hopefully dragging in a pass the next time he's targeted. Coach for the Mariners wants to put in Pitzer as much as possible. He believes in his potential, as he does believe in all of his new rookies' potentials. Virginia Beach having a pretty large squad of rookies. It looks like Matt Grimes went down with a knee injury, not expected to return. That is a huge hit for the defensive line. Looks like Quinton Bell go in for Matt Grimes there, the undrafted free agent. As the Mariners' defensive line starts looking a little thin. Rudnick motioning the receiver, dropping back to pass. Throwing out to the right to Wilkins. Gathers it in. Runs out of bounds for a gain of 3. As I was saying before, the Virginia Beach Mariners, most of their rookies are on the offensive side. They have Kamani Moore, their 3rd overall draft pick in the drafts. And David Pitzer, fullback. And they have 2 receivers, rookie receivers, starting today. Hingle McCringleberry, the iconic 3 pumps. Acquired him from Portland, even though he was their round 2 pick. 47 overall. And Cameron Baskin, another receiver for the Mariners, playing today, round 5, pick 116. Rudnick motioning the receiver, but handing off to Spellman after getting a huge rush from Graham, and Graham will come back in on the 3rd down. Rudnick dropping back to pass, throwing to his left. That'll be brought in by Blake. Not quite getting the 1st down, and Milwaukee will go for the field goal here, in all likelihood. Goal being picked by Chris Pittinger. That'll be good, 41 yards deep. Milwaukee still having a 2-touchdown lead here on the Mariners halfway through the 2nd quarter. Pittinger with the deep kick just inside the 5. Riddle will take it. Will take it up the middle, trying to evade the tacklers, only getting up to the 24, just past the touchback. Now, Milwaukee last season was 3-3 at home, so they have done not terrible in defending their home territory after going 8-4 last season, being the top of their division. Virginia Beach being 1-0 away, but having no Season 1 statistics due to them being a new expansion team this season, one of the 8. Go! And Marshall will drop back, toss out to the right to Robertson. That is the starting tight end of the Virginia Beach Mariners, getting that huge catch there. Trevor Robertson, being talent from Vancouver. At least the team, that is. He went to college at Colorado, born and raised in Tennessee. Walker with the short gain there. We approach the 2-minute warning here. Virginia Beach will need to act fast. They want to stay in this game and get a score before the half. Walker evading the tackler, being dropped just shy of the 1st down, and Kamani Moore will come in, hoping to punch this one through if they are running. As Marshall will motion Scott over to the left side, hikes it, hands it off to Pitzer, Mr. Irrelevant, getting the 1st down here today. And that'll keep the drive alive as Eric Walker will come back in. Pitzer, that is his 1st rush after being targeted 1 time. Not doing a whole lot in the game, but when the ball comes his way, he does make some pretty notable plays. Eric Walker taking it 6 yards, letting Kamani Moore come back in. Walker, not amazing stats today. Milwaukee having a pretty great shutdown defense. Only 1 reception for 6 yards off of 3 targets and 13 rushes for 44 yards. We'll see if he can turn it around here now that we've reached the 2-minute warning. Walker out to the left. Finally getting stopped there at the 33-yard line. Getting the 1st down. Both teams have 3 timeouts. We'll see how they try to manage the clock here as it boils down to the end of the 1st half. Marshall drops back, tosses out to the left. Royster. Royster being another receiver from Iowa, one of the more experienced ones at the age of 30. Had to be a practice squad elevation this week due to the absence of Trenton Lawson and Tyler Powers. Marshall dropping back again. Short toss to Scott, and that'll get them just a few yards closer to the 1st down. Go! Marshall dropping back again, and the completion to Walker. Walker shedding the tackle and eventually being brought down by number 4. That is Josiah Purvis, star linebacker of the Milwaukee Bees. We have 49 seconds left. Neither coach assigned to use their timeouts. Marshall dropping back, getting brought down, eating the dirt thanks to Wallace. Being forced to call a timeout, but deciding not to, and almost getting picked off there as we have another third down. Virginia Beach is currently 3 for 5 on third downs. Not terrible, not amazing. This will be their 6th third down attempt. Marshall dropping back to pass and not quite getting the good communication he wanted there with Eric Walker. And it'll be a 4th down. They'll bring out the kicking unit. And Reynolds will send it straight through. Not the ending they wanted, but it keeps them alive here in this game against the formidable Milwaukee Bees. Graham bringing it up to the 25-yard line. Tony Graham seeing the ball a lot today. They had the 3rd lowest rushing yards in week 1. But this week, trying to remind the league, it seems, who Tony Graham is, since they had the 6th most rushing yards last season and the number 1 most rushing attempts. Coach Maz informed me that he would indeed be seeing the field a lot more today. Here we are at halftime. 17-6, Milwaukee. And Milwaukee will be getting the ball to start the second half as we await the kickoff. Graham breaking a tackle and being brought down at the 25 by number 25. That would be George Williams. Free safety and punt returner for the Mariners. One of their original squad members. Tony Graham. First play of the second half. First rush the second half. First down of the second half. Tony Graham, 11 rushes for 101 yards. Phenomenal stats here. And they are feeding him. Another first down by Tony Graham. I don't want to make any huge claims here, but Tony Graham sort of reminds me of the NFL's Derrick Henry. Very reliable, very big, breaking tackles left and right. They would not use Graham here on this play. Getting a first down pass again. First down after first down. That one being to Troy Wilkins. Motioning his back. Rudnick takes it and tosses it to Chapman. Jamal Chapman. Former Temple University player. Making a great catch there. Very nimble receiver, Jamal Chapman. One of the fastest on their squad. Rudnick handing it off to Graham, taking it to the outside, and once again, Graham powering through for the first down. You know, in week 1 and all last season, the key tends to be the team that wins is the one that messes up the least. Least turnovers, least drop passes. And Milwaukee, although that was for a loss, thanks to the tackle by Fletcher, they don't drop their passes. They don't make any missed throws. They're very clean football. Very Tom Brady era New England Patriots. Don't gotta do anything too fancy. Just gotta wear the defense down with the war of attrition. Here they are on a third down attempt. They are also only about 50% on their third downs today. I don't have any season stats for the third down percentage, but here they are again converting. And that'll be Spellman taking it inside the 10, giving them a first and goal situation. Virginia Beach trying to make something happen. Going up and almost intercepting it. Oh, you hate to see somebody drop that, but that was Jeremiah McClain. Once again getting close to the ball, but not quite bringing it in. As we have second down here, and that was one of Rudnick's 2 incompletions on the day. And Rudnick will throw the defender off him. Get off me, he says. As Rudnick will bring it in for the touchdown, hoping to put a nail in the coffin here in the third quarter of this game. Nice long drive there, and Pittenger will seal the deal and put them up by 18. Potentially a 3-score lead here. The Virginia Beach offensive coordinator is going to need to draw up some new plays. He wants them to stay in this game. Riddle will take it up the middle, only getting to about the 20 as he was crunched there. Right on the 21-yard line. 5 wide receiver set. Offensive coordinator seeing the urgency here. Marshall will motion Baker out to the right. Step back, throw, and number 85. Who was that? Darrell Royster. Not quite hauling it in. Marshall seeing the need for the pass plays, but not quite seeing the receivers today. He'll hand it off to Walker and gain 5. Another third down here for the Mariners. Only 3 for 6 today. 7th attempt, Walker up the middle, breaking the tackle and being stopped shy of the first down, but there will be a face mask penalty on that tackle. Carl Ricketts, constantly a presence in the backfield. Number 6. He will cost them that play. As Marshall will have a 5 wide receiver set again. Short pass to Baker, who takes it up the sideline, being brought down after a gain of 4. Not always what you want to see when you're down by this much. But they are keeping the drive going. 2nd and 6, Walker to the outside, getting stopped once again by Lofton. Lofton being a huge factor in this game today. Marshall handing it off to Walker. Walker messing with his lineman, using him as a bodyguard. And making his way to get the first down as the Mariners will sub in Kamani Moore. Number nothing, as Mike Steele likes to say. Didn't have much of an impact on week 1. Looking to make his mark here in week 2. Kamani Moore with a gain of 7 there. Eric Walker will take the field back. I've talked with the Commissioner Pasta about this running back duo and say it reminds me a lot of the Nick Chubb-Kareem Hunt duo. You know, you have one runner, a little more powerful, a little bit more speedy than the other, but both very doable running back ones. Both can sometimes catch, you know, Eric Walker 2 for 5, more than Nick Chubb of the two. Kamani Moore being more the Kareem Hunt, but being used in a very Nick Chubb way. Still being rushed up the middle there for a gain of 6. As the Mariners will have 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Walker booking it up to the right. Being taken down at the 15. 7 rush plays, 1 pass play, at least out of the ones that count. Looks like a few were taken back from penalties. Kamani Moore getting another great rush there. Although he's not making any large runs, Kamani Moore has a great yards per rush stat, I'm assuming, today. Walker, less so, but still, after getting toppled, gets the first down, 1st and goal here at the 4-yard line. Marshall, looks like it's a free play, probably offsides, but Kamani Moore will catch it for the touchdown. Crowd mostly staggering as they hold their breath, but it will be a touchdown. After the offsides there, didn't even matter. Kamani Moore making his mark today. And the Virginia Beach Mariners keeping it alive. There's still a heartbeat to this game. Only the third quarter, down by 11. Milwaukee hoping to keep their lead, as the Virginia Beach Mariners have not been able to stop star running back Tony Graham. Graham will take the kickoff. Out to the right, breaking the tackle. Breaking another tackle. Takes a couple guys to bring him down. Finally being brought down to 34. Nate Lewis. Rudnick with the free play there. Very reminiscent of the final play of the Mariners drive as Michael Fletcher was offsides. Michael Fletcher, one of the veteran backs, defensive lineman for Virginia Beach, one of the original rosters. Levine hauling it in, showing his agility there. Getting the first down for the Milwaukee Bees as they are now in Virginia Beach territory. Christian Levine, 2 receptions on the day for 47 yards. One of those Mike Williams types. Tony Graham with the huge toss out to the left. Brought down after a gain of 7 by Matthew Abraham. A Tallahassee, Florida native. Shown a lot of promise in practice. Matthew Abraham sometimes snagging it from Corey Marshall in practice. Hoping to get one in a real game today. Tony Graham continuing to be a presence. 16 rushes for 143 yards. Being a staple for the Bees. Rudnick being well protected by his offensive line. A nice completion to Chapman. Might have been Jamal Chapman's 2nd or 3rd reception on the day. Milwaukee will seek to convert this 2nd down with a handoff to the fullback. Fullback gets stopped shy of the 1st down. That is Justin Houghton. And as we get into the 4th quarter here, Milwaukee up by 11. Got a 3rd down and 1. Might be a handoff to Graham, and it is. And he sheds the tackler, sheds another, and is forced down. But it's too late for the Mariners. Graham is... he's probably wearing some defender repellent some tackle repellent today. He cannot seem to be brought down by just one tackler. Minus right there where Abraham makes a statement, making Milwaukee lose yards for the first time this drive. That is another very rare occurrence from the Milwaukee offense. A loss of yards and then an incomplete pass. Rudnick looking to get the rhythm back, throwing it deep, and another incompletion. That was an attempt made for Devin Brooks, who was in double, triple coverage. Milwaukee not to be shut out entirely, though, here this drive, as they will kick the field goal, and it'll sneak it in. 37-yarder. Pittenger glad his job is still secure after making that easy chip in. Pittenger kicking it off once again to Riddle. He will try to make something out of this kickoff, but just can't do it, as he is hit at the 22-yard line. Marshall in the 3 wide receiver set, dropping back, looking around at his options, and finding Riddle, who secures it at the 33-yard line. Marshall motioning a receiver, pistol formation, handing it off to Walker, who will gain 4 yards there on the play. I tell you, Virginia Beach, they need to do something bigger than these little ticky-tack rush plays. They want to stay in this game, and Marshall, who must have been listening in, will try it, but will be sacked by Jack Morgan. Once again, I believe that is his second sack on the day. Marshall chucking it deep to Nashon Scott, who is just too deep in coverage. And Virginia Beach will be forced to call out Waldorf once again. Go! Waldorf with the huge kick. Tony Graham, who throws off Pitzer and Scott. Finally brought down by number 35. I formation, Rudnick choosing to pass, finds no one, takes into his own hands, and rushes for the first down. Rudnick, after only rushing 1 or 2 times today, showing his wheels, getting the first down there, once again in Virginia Beach territory. Graham will get a gain of 6 there. The Milwaukee Bees, looks like he walked out of bounds. I thought the clock would stop, but apparently not. It must be college rules or whatever. Rudnick handing it off to Graham, shedding a tackler, being brought down by Givens in the backfield. 3rd and 3. Although both have had a similar amount of 3rd down attempts, Milwaukee is a bit more successful today. Let's see if they continue their success as Graham hurdles a defender, but is brought down just shy of the first down. Spellman will come in, but will they be going for it here after they're up by 2 scores, looking to keep it 3-score as it was earlier? Pittenger will kick a deep field goal and make it 50-yarder. And that might spell the end for the Virginia Beach Mariners today. Virginia Beach, after winning their team opener in week 1, looks like they will take a loss here in week 2. Both away games. Next week, they have their home opener against Memphis Liberty. Going to be a great game there next week. And Milwaukee will have another home game against the San Antonio Fighters. And that is another terrible sign today. Looks like they have the bad luck as Riddle will go down with an injury. Not looking like he'll return today. Hopefully nothing severe. And Walker will get just shy of a first down. We have another third down attempt. Man, oh man. Virginia Beach thought they were hot coming out of week 1. And the Milwaukee Bees had to step in and tell them, welcome to the NAGA. Marshall there doing what he can, getting the first down, taking it for himself. So he has minimal resources left at his disposal. It's like an offsides probably there or a false start, and Walker will get a gain of roughly 7. They will decline that penalty, as to the Virginia Beach coach, it seemed more favorable than a 1st and 5. Every yard counts in this league. Eric Walker evading tacklers. After that charge there, we have a 1st and 10. 4 wide receiver set, 1 running back. The motion from a Kringleberry and a handoff to Walker, who's getting caught up with his right guard. And ends up gaining 2. Walker seeking rests. And Kamani Moore take the field. No, he won't. 5 wide receivers set. All right. Marshall steps back. Is that Riddle on the field? I swear I just saw Riddle. Yeah. All right, well, looks like Riddle returned unannounced. And we now have a 4 wide receiver set again. The running back, Marshall, 13 for 23 on the day, 118 yards. Definitely be a rough locker room talk after this one, as Nashon Scott cannot bring it in. 4th and 8. What can they do? They will go for it. 3 wide receivers, 1 running back, 1 tight end. Marshall will drop back once again and get a completion to Scott, who saw the need and was able to snag it in after Marshall hurled that one quite a ways down the field. 5 wide receiver set. Looks like Riddle's in once again. And the deep, wide open pass to Nashon Scott after Marshall launched it. Virginia Beach gets another score here today. In garbage time, potentially. And Reynolds will seal it up there nice and neat with an extra point. It's still a 2-score game, down by 10. They will opt to do just a normal kickoff, as both teams have all 3 timeouts. A defensive stand is necessary here from Virginia Beach. One that they have not been able to do all game. I didn't track it. I meant to track it. But I don't think Milwaukee punted at all or more than once. Let's see. The punter for Milwaukee is Rich Neubert. I might have seen Neubert on the field once. Looks like we might have a holding call here. And the deep pass. It is a holding against the offense. Walker Hodge. And Virginia Beach will be very glad to accept that penalty, regardless of a refusal of a loss of down. Sam Rudnick looking similar to Marshall in yardage, but definitely better than Marshall on the percentage here. So he'll do a short toss to Graham and end up having a 2nd and 10, as if the first down occurred anyways. Graham dragged down after that toss. 3rd and 6. Rudnick launching it, and 81 could not bring it in. 4th down. Number 81 there being Troy Wilkins, a common target today. Speaking of the punter, there's Neubert, number 11, punting it deep. Williams will be immediately brought down. Nice defensive stat there by Christian Levine. Anytime the NAGA, North American Gridiron Association, any one of these streams, at the end of the game, you'll see defensive stats, and sometimes you'll see a receiver sneak his way onto that list. You'll be like, where'd that come from? But it's on those punts. Axis Football tends to put receivers on punts. I didn't get as excited on that rush play. I apologize, but looks like Virginia Beach is finding their rhythm after a huge rush by Walker, preceded by an immediate first down by Brendan Baker. Using what he's got left, Corey Marshall, 16 for 27, 176 yards and 2 touchdowns, hands it off to Walker once again, and they will call another timeout, wasting their timeouts if I'm being honest, right here before the 2-minute warning. They're going to call timeout. They should probably do some pass plays. Walker, 28 rushes for 142 yards, not too shabby. Looking to add to that statistic and grabbing another first down if Virginia Beach will burn their 3rd timeout. I'm sorry for laughing. Trust the process. Trust the process. A very young, quick team here with Virginia Beach Mariners. You know, they're hoping to get to the line really quickly if they get this onside kick here. If they don't, then it may just be all for naught. Virginia Beach hoping to make the scoreboard look a little better. 3 wide receiver set. Marshall taking it, lofting it, and not quite complete there. That's Trevor Robertson. Marshall motioning Scott, dropping back to pass, throwing it right down the middle to Baker. Will bring it in for the first down. Virginia Beach wasting a good bit of time here off the clock, but doing what they can to get another one on the scoreboard here. Wide open out to the right. Robertson not quite nimble enough to stretch across and get the touchdown there, but was able to stop the clock as Virginia Beach will line up in an I formation and elect to pass it. Marshall throwing it almost for an interception. That was a Seahawks Super Bowl kind of call there. You know, you have a really great rusher in the backfield, and you are on the 2-yard line, 2nd down, and you opt to throw it. It was almost poetic the way it happened. An attempt for Pitzer. And I don't know about you guys, but I am just perplexed at the play calling by Virginia Beach here. And they will just opt for a field goal, as Reynolds will have to take the field again and try to get them the ball back. And that 19-yarder will be good. Here we are with the onside kick. Not a very high percentage of recovery in Axis football. Might need to talk to Danny Jugan about that one. And Ricketts will get the recovery. And it looks like Milwaukee will be able to bring out the time management team victory formation and kneel this one out. What a great battle we just saw. Some incredible moments. Plenty of surprises. Few injuries on each side. And a whole lot of football here today. Milwaukee remaining undefeated in this 8-week regular season, going 2-0. And Virginia Beach getting a chip on their shoulder for next week. I would say the player of the game is most definitely Mr. Tony Graham there. 20 rushes for 157 yards. And there he is, Mr. Lofton, the reason why Marshall's percentage isn't as high as it could have been. We look at the quarterbacks, 18 for 32, 19 for 25, 2 touchdowns, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Almost had a fumble, 189 yards. And it looks like the best player on Virginia Beach may have been Eric Walker today. Look at these team leaders here. Again, Kamani Moore, not many rushes, but he did make some statements. And that forced fumble was by Morgan, who had a hell of a game today. 3 sacks and a forced fumble, the only sacks on his team. Incredible. Here we are with the team stats. Again, you know, more plays here by Virginia Beach, more yards, but they just couldn't make it count. Couldn't score when it mattered. I'll be going to the player stats here. Just going to cycle through these. Hope that you watched all of this week's broadcast so far, and I hope that you'll watch the rest of them. I'll be commentating one more this week. That'll be a great game, I'm sure. Got a few more stat pages to go through. There's that wide receiver tackle I was talking about. All right, there you have it. That'll be it from me today. From all of us here at the NAGA, I'm Reed Option, saying thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.